Jax is a very interesting character in TADC, ranging from everybody's favorite character to their least favorite character in the span of only 2 episodes. Jax can be very interesting from time to time. There's a lot of theories speculating around this purple rabbit, but I have one myself that I have been very curious on for quite a while. Hello, my name is Sirmi, or Sirmi, whatever you want to call me, and today I'm going to be discussing the theory, is Jax mentally okay? Is he really just punishing these circus members just for his delight, or is there something deeper going on inside of him? What lies beneath the purple bunny, we don't know, though we can guess on it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Jax is an infamous character that definitely has room to grow. He's never been considered a good character, sometimes even being framed as the bad guy, though today I'm going to prove all of that wrong. Besides being a Tumblr sexy man, he definitely has been irritating from time to time, from everyone's favorite character to everyone's least. Shout out to all the real Jax fans out there. Now, something that has raised my attention and also a lot of others' attention is that Jax can have these moments.
Hey, you at least want to join us for Kaufmo's funeral? We like to have a little funeral service to remember the people who abstract.
Let's just have an adventure where Jax can't talk through the entire thing.
Genuinely hurtful.
Good.
Can we maybe?
These scenes show that Jax can have slight empathy towards others, his face displaying a sad expression when Ragatha talks about Kaufmo's death. His expression also shifts in this scene when Zubul calls him annoying, and he doesn't want him talking. Wait, hold on. Oh, frick. Okay, yeah. Zubul kinda wanted Jax to shut up, and he was kinda sad about that. Now, this made me think, why is Jax psychotic in some scenes, and only occasionally displays these emotions in only 2 to 4 episodes? Or 2 out of 4 episodes. Taking a deeper look into previous episodes to see if we can spot more of these moments, we can see he looks genuinely shocked when he sees Kaufmo abstracted in episode 1. We can also notice that Jax looks annoyed in episode 3 when he's tied onto a wagon. Now, do these scenes really mean all that much? No. Though we will be able to understand Jax on a higher level given the fact that we know that he has some sort of emotion. But why are these emotions so rare for him? Why is his lack of empathy so out of sorts? Well, I may be able to answer this. Looking more into this type of behavior, there are many things you can compare to these symptoms, though one that really stuck out to me was sociopathism. Now, this term is very misunderstood, normally being mistaken for psychopaths. The difference for these two mental disorders is sociopaths are born the way they are, while psychopaths are developed that way, through trauma and a range of different things. Sociopaths, also the big S, lack emotion and empathy towards others, which can cause them to feel a sense of guilt for the people that they hurt and manipulate. They can be dishonest and break rules easily, also displaying aggression towards others without intention. They intend to control people with a lack of concern for their safety as well.
Up and at 'em!
I don't think we...
Aren't you supposed to be submissive and agreeable? Move it!
Psychopaths, the big P, okay, that sounds wrong, my bad. Psychopaths are only slightly different, the intention they wield only to be considered crazy. It is a self-constructed mindset in which they feel little to no guilt and are normally caused by trauma. Now, let's compare these to Jax. Jax is a very interesting character who can be very manipulative. The way he treats Gangle and describes her, he can be very controlling. This can be This can be compared to Socio and Psycho without ever showing any remorse for the sad ribbon, except when he was possessed by her in episode 4. Now, he does tend to be a rule breaker on the adventures on purpose, unlike Pomni.
So you're just, like, actually doing the job.
He displays aggression to others, making the others hate him, Zubul displaying a great hatred for the rabbit, and the list could go on. Though one thing that stood out to me when I was going back to these moments is where he displays some sort of empathy. One being towards Kaufmo and his death, and the other towards himself, described as guiltness. Yeah. Now, psychopaths are self-constructed, as I said earlier, while sociopaths are born with said mental disorder, which can display a lack of empathy and guilt. Notice how I said lack. Sociopaths can feel a subtle amount of grief and guilt for their actions or somebody else's. This can very much fit Jax's personality. He is aggressive and manipulative to the people around him, thinking lowly of everyone else so that he can feel on top, though having slight emotions of empathy, surprise, shock, and even guilt for his actions. He does feel remorse for these characters that abstract, though massive masks it as he's already displayed his aggression to everyone else and not wanting to back down from his podium that he has constructed himself. He masks it. This is similar to his moment in episode 4 with Zubul. He feels guilty for letting everyone down, for having these traits, and for making others feel close to worthless. This makes me think, however, could Jax had accidentally bullied someone into abstraction? Now let's think on this for a minute. What characters do we know that have been abstracted that aren't just crossed out on the wall currently? Queenie and Kaufmo. Now note that this theory is being uploaded before episode 5, so we do only have 4 episodes to work with. We could definitely push Queenie out of the equation since she was much older than Jax, and Jax doesn't seem like the type to target elderly people with a 26-year-old age gap. We don't even know if Jax was around when Queenie was, with the fact that Jax is only 22 years old. This leaves us with one other character, Kaufmo. Kaufmo was a character in episode 1 that introduced the idea of abstracting and the exit. He was known to be a comedic character, which imagine there's quotations around that. No one laughed at his jokes, and with Jax now being known as our psychopath or sociopath character, he could have taken it as far as stealing his jokes, not laughing, or insulting him for his jokes, or worse, making better jokes. This set Kaufmo off to try and find the exit as he felt hopeless to be funny in a literal circus. He soon gave up, or couldn't find one, causing him to abstract in his room. When Jax saw what he did, he was shocked, and his lack of emotion finally presented itself and caused him to run off. This is why he reacts to his death being mentioned with sadness that he 1, abstracted, and 2, maybe, it was his fault. And he also rolls his eyes possibly in the fact that he's in denial that it was his fault. This could also explain why he didn't go to the funeral in the first place, feeling guilt that he might have caused that. This is just a theory, a film theory, but it is possible. So is Jax just a crazy, mean, Tumblr, sexy man and an asshole to the people around him? Not necessarily. Sure, he's narcissistic and manipulative, yes, he is mean and doesn't show much remorse for the people's emotions, though he does show signs of it. His mind may have a hard time processing that people around him have emotions and have cues of being sad or angry. These social cues are completely dismissed, and overall, it isn't his fault, though he may feel like he needs to take the blame for it. He masks his empathy side to not demote his platform that he's built for himself, which poses him as a psychopath. I keep messing with psychopath, though the lack of emotion is not his fault. If he isn't able to be open and honest about how his mind works, it could lead to him going crazy or abstracting. This theory can prove Jax isn't the bad guy and that he's just facing the struggles of having symptoms of being a sociopath. This show can handle very heavy topics in a very good manner, and I believe if this is the case for Jax, it will do so exceptionally. I have messed up on the script too many times, shut up. Exceptionally well. Given that episode 5 and 6 equally revolve around Ragatha and Jax, 5 going more into Ragatha and 6 about Jax, it makes me think, could Jax open up to Ragatha? I mean, Ragatha does show strong sides of perfectionism, so comparing two to not giving a shit and giving a lot of could work pretty well. This kind of already happened with Jax asking Pomni how her day was in episode 4.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
So I do have hopes that this will happen to Ragatha going more into depth about him. This theory also makes me excited for future episodes, and I slightly hope this will come true. In conclusion, Jax could be a sociopath, though this show could give more insight of the struggles of it, without adding all the horror movie aspects to it. Could Jax had abstracted Kaufmo? Likely. And I do hope that Ragatha and Jax get their comparison, advice-giving moment. Yeah, I hope that happens. I don't know, I put a question mark after that one for some reason. That's all I have to say. Have a good day or night, depending on where you live. Toodles. Okay, editor's note. What if Jax is, like, he already had the talk with Ragatha or whatever, and, like, it was with a different character, maybe it was Kaufmo, I don't know, but, like, what if he had this conversation with somebody, and then he decided to use his sociopathism to his own good, and he kind of drives these people insane, but not to the brink of them abstracting.